Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, aka Sauce here, and today I'm bringing you guys another video. And if you're new around here, I upload Falcons content and NFL content all the time, so make sure you subscribe if you're new and like this video if you enjoy. But anyways, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I'll be going over the Falcons' 2 first-round picks tonight. First being Jalon Walker, and second being James Pierce Jr. So first, let's start with Jalon Walker. In my final mock draft I made earlier this week, I had Jalon Walker going 15 to the Falcons. He was my dream pick. I just didn't think it was likely, but I just wanted to put it out into the universe that he was going to fall to 15. Watching the draft, they had at the end, it said ESPN Analytics, less than 1% chance for Jalon Walker to be at pick 15, and there he was. And the Falcons took all of the time, all the 10 minutes, and then decided, I guess at the last minute, I don't know if they're working on a trade or what, but last second they're like, all right, Jalon Walker, and boom, the highest drafted Georgia player in Falcons history. We had never drafted a Georgia player higher than the 3rd round ever. And obviously he just went in the 1st round, pick 15. I love it. He's the second best edge rusher behind Abdul Carter. He's played 50% of his snaps at edge, 50% of his snaps at linebacker. He is 6'1", but he plays like he's 6'5". He has 4.4 speed. He has great recovery speed, and he is a very great leader in the Georgia locker room, which is something we really need with Grady Jarrett being released. We now have a vacancy in our leadership, and Jalon Walker, even though he's going to be a rookie, he's going to come in here and hopefully build out, be one of the vocal leaders and just locker room guys for our team. And so that was amazing. A+ draft. I was ready to watch the rest of the draft, and then the Giants traded up with the Texans and got Jackson Dart, and then they took a lot of time talking about Jackson Dart on the broadcast, and it said the Rams traded their pick to the Falcons. And I was like, okay, who are we going to get here? And then it didn't say the trade details for a while, and then it finally said so. And the Falcons traded their 2nd round pick, their 6th round pick, and their 1st round pick next year for the Rams' 1st round pick this year and their 3rd round pick this year. And just listening to that, it sounds pretty bad. But here, I'm going to break it down for you. It's not as bad as people are saying. We traded our 1st round pick next year for the Rams' 1st round pick right now. And obviously how picks work is picks currently are more valuable than picks in the future. So even if the Falcons somehow, like, of course their vision's to win the Super Bowl, but if we make it to the divisional round of the playoffs and lose, we'll have the 26th overall pick next year. And we jumped up to the 26th overall pick. So we went from 26th round pick next year to this year. So that's a lateral move. And then taking out the 1st round picks from both drafts, or for both of the teams trading, we gave up our 2nd round pick and our 6th round pick for a 3rd round pick, which is obviously going from a 2nd and a 6th to a 3rd isn't favorable, but it's not absolutely insane. And it makes sense, because if the Rams were just getting a fair trade going from this year to next year, why would they just do that? And so, yep, that's my reasoning, and I don't think it's an awful trade. I think I would have preferred to just stay put in the 2nd round, hopefully get Will Johnson, Mike Green, who probably won't be there. Maybe James Pierce, if we didn't draft him, he would have fallen. But, yep, we ended up getting James Pierce. And he was another guy I was looking at and that I analyzed before draft day today. And going into Mike Pierce, he's 6'5", 245 pounds. He was a top 15 nationally ranked player coming out of high school. But he didn't play a lot in the first year at Tennessee. And then last year, he was first team All-SEC, led Tennessee with 14.5 tackles for loss, tied 8th in the SBF with 10 sacks, played in all 13 games. He had a pick 6. He had 2 forced fumbles. And then he had a traffic stop he was arrested for. And then charges were dropped after he got a driver's license because he got arrested for driving on a suspended license. And he also sped, all in one thing. And then this past season, he was first team All-SEC, led team with 13 tackles for loss, 7.5 sacks, and had a pass breakup and a forced fumble. And he is a high-hipped linear pass rusher with explosive takeoffs and good speed to power. And I think he's going to be very good for us. It's so great to have 2 elite edge rushers with our 2 first-round picks. It feels amazing because obviously our pass rush has been booty cheeks for decades. Did we give up a little too much? Yes. But did we get 2 amazing players? Yes. I would have preferred Mike Green, but both these players, Mike Green and James Pierce, do have some character concerns with them. I looked into James Pierce's character concerns, I say in quotation marks, a little bit more. And I was on a Tennessee Volunteers blog, and they're all saying they haven't heard anything, but that could just be bias. But a scout said that Pierce Jr. has the worst character report of any player in this draft class. Another guy said the environment and people around him in Tennessee were the main issues, and they think he could become a pro when he enters an NFL building. And so, I don't know. But I think I'd prefer these character concerns with James Pierce over Mike Green, who has 2 alleged sexual assault cases on him, one from high school, one at Virginia, which was why he ended up being released from the team at Virginia. But anyways, back to our 2 players. Of course, we got Jalon Walker, who I absolutely love. I mean, I was hoping and praying. I was watching each pick go by. Niners take Mykel Williams. Cowboys take Tyler Booker. Dolphins take Kenneth Grant. Colts take Tyler Warren. I was like, all right, Terry, just bring it home. And he played mostly as an off-ball linebacker this past year, but NFL teams and the Falcons do view him as a versatile chess piece who can play true linebacker and edge defender. And his career snap count is split between edge and linebacker, and his leadership is famous. He still has to fine-tune some things like his instincts and efficiency as an off-ball linebacker, but he has so great burst of speed, and he has all the tools to be very productive, and I think he was the third best. Nope. I guess you want to count Travis Hunter. He's the 4th best defensive player besides Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, and Travis Hunter. I really do think that. And to get him at 15 is absolutely amazing. And then James Pierce, I also love. I think, even though, again, we did give up much, I will grade this a B+ for the Falcons. And we can kick back, relax the 2nd round. And then 3rd round, we have the Rams' 3rd round pick. And I hope we get a corner back. We've been linked to Isaiah Bond, wide receiver. But I love our 3 wide receivers right now. Ray McLeod, Darnell Mooney, of course, Drake London. And with our team being the way it is and wanting to compete and contend for a Super Bowl, I think our wide receiver core is the least of our worries. Like, of course, our our cornerbacks, we could get Jalen Ramsey in a trade, which I don't know if that's feasible now that we traded our first next year and our second this year. I think that'd just be giving up too much draft capital. But, getting a cornerback to help out Mike Hughes, AJ Terrell, I think would help us very much. Have we retained D. Alford, and I think getting a cornerback, getting defensive tackle to somewhat replace Grady Jarrett, even though we got Morgan Fox in free agency, or I guess go ahead and get a wide receiver. I mean, tight end would be cool too. I don't know if we're going to give a contract extension to Kyle Pitts. This would be his last year as an Atlanta Falcon, if not. And just in summary, B+. Great.